Hello, 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 and Happy New Year. This is our very first Facebook Live of 2018. We're going to wait just a few moments for people to get here. And yes, I appreciate all of you for being here. I know that people are freezing all over the United States. So I am not going to, on any level, complain about the cold here in Florida, although it is hilarious to listen to the people complain who are from Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, complaining that it was 57 degrees while it's, -4 back where they're from. So if you hear people from Florida complaining, feel free to slap them on my behalf. That being said, welcome, and to those of you freezing around the country, I hope you warm up. For those of you in Georgia and South Carolina who are about to get snow or maybe getting snow, good luck, because you have no snow removal like the folks in the Northeast and the Midwest are used to. And for the people that live in North Florida that are getting snow, you should have gone south. Jacksonville doesn't really count. If you're not south of Orlando and Tampa, you're not in Florida. Happy New Year to all of you as well. We've got a great message for you tonight. Please take a few minutes to share this on your wall. Because tonight's message is for everyone. And for those of you that have been watching us for the last 5 weeks, we talked about the 4 agreements and we talked about becoming the best version of ourselves. And we talked about what we can do to mitigate and neutralize all the damage that goes on around us. And probably the most common thread that we all feel is at the beginning of the year. And I'll try to fill in for a few minutes before we officially get started. But I told many of you over the years, when I was a personal trainer, I used to laugh, and to this day I still laugh when people say things like, I'm going to start a diet. And I go, oh, really, when are you starting? And they go, Monday. But it's Wednesday. And I think to myself, if you just figured out that you're fat and you need to lose weight on Wednesday, why are you waiting till next Monday to start the diet? Because that's how people are conditioned. And the worst programming and conditioning is the idea of New Year's resolutions, that we have to wait until December 31st to make that decision to improve our lives. And then usually by February 5th, people have already completely abandoned all of their quote unquote resolutions. So I decided that we would prepare people in the last 4 and 5 weeks of 2017 not to fall into that trap. And here on this first Wednesday of 2018, we're going to talk about how you can maximize your potential for success in any goals that you set. So with that, I think that I have done a good enough job of delaying so that we can make sure everybody was here. But what I'd like to talk about right now, and I took a couple of notes because I want to make sure that I don't miss any pieces of this. In fact, let me go ahead and get rid of the comments so that I'm not distracted by that as well. You can see the Christmas tree in the background. So, why is it that 95%, closer to 98, 99% of the people set these New Year's resolutions, and then it's not that they fail. They flat out abandon them within a matter of weeks and months. I've swiped so I can't read your comments, but I'd like you to go ahead and put in there, what are your reasons? What is it that you think causes the majority of people to fail and abandon whatever goals or resolutions they set at the end of the year? And then I'm going to give you some thoughts, because this is all about, why people fail, but more importantly, what can we do to change that, to actually change the result and actually be, in that small minority and eventually grow that to a majority of people that actually achieve their goals. So I'll wait for a second for you to go ahead and type in why you think people fail and abandon their goals and their New Year's resolutions. Because everybody sets them. Everybody has said, I'm going to lose weight and get in shape. I'm going to get into a regular routine, or I'm going to get a better job. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to this. We all have the same goals, the same resolutions, the same ideas. And then sadly, we all, at one point or another, abandon them. Now, I'll say this. My catch-all answer for everybody is specifically that we fail to create an environment, to prepare ourselves and create an environment that is necessary and essential for our success. So it's on us. It's always, we blame it on external factors, but we fail to prepare ourselves. We fail to create an environment that is 100% necessary and essential for us to have success. So again, I'll pause for a second. Go ahead and just give me a yes or a no if you agree that we fail to prepare ourselves and create the environment necessary for success. And the reason I'm pausing for this is right now you shouldn't be in an emotional state, so it should be easy for you to logically say yes. We sabotage our own success because we fail to prepare for it and we fail to create the environment necessary for it to grow. And I'll give you a simple example before we get back into ourselves and why we fail. You can't go out to the store and say, I want to have a garden, and buy all of the necessary seeds and the tools that are required to have a healthy garden. You can't go out there and grab your hoe and your digging tools, whatever, and then plant the seeds and then let them go. Every one of us would agree, every single one of us would agree that would be insane to think we were going to have a thriving, healthy garden just because we purchased the seeds and we purchased the tools necessary to develop that garden if we then planted the seeds and let them go. But that's exactly what we do in our lives. That's exactly what we do to ourselves in the form of self-sabotage when we fail to prepare ourselves and we fail to create the environment that's required to have that success. See, if you wanted to have a healthy and thriving garden, you have to buy the seeds, you have to have the tools. But then here's the tough part that no one wants to ever do or own up to. You have to commit to consistent and daily efforts. It's not hard to do. It's certainly possible, but you have to commit to doing it. So, if we're going to ask ourselves, why do we fail? It's because we didn't create the environment. So, how do we fix that? How do we change that? How do we reverse that trend? I'm going to give you some helpful advice that has made a huge impact in my life over the years. And so, the first thing is we have to embrace the concept of change. Everybody wants something better or different, but then they resist the change. So, number one, you have to embrace, not even accept, you have to be excited and embrace the concept of something different. The reason why I'm starting with that is every single person resists change for various reasons, which I will give you the number one in a moment. But if you don't embrace change, if you don't let go of your past and what you have right now, and then actively ask for and embrace change, nothing gets better. Nothing improves. because change is necessary and required for you to have a different result. Now, I said this in a post, and I'll say it again right now. After embracing change, you have to forget about the concept of what you want. What you want doesn't matter. What you want is a fleeting thought. What you want is not stable. It's not foundation. It's just following the shiny object. So erase from your mind and your vocabulary, I want, because it doesn't mean anything. And here's what I'd like you to replace it with. Here's what you need to replace it with. Ask yourself, what am I willing to do to have this? What am I willing to do to accomplish this? What am I willing to do to achieve? Fill in the blank with whatever your goal is, but don't talk about how much you want it. Ask yourself the question, what am I willing to do in order to have that change occur? Here's another really important question. How much time am I willing to invest? How much time am I willing to commit to on a daily basis in order to have whatever that goal is, in order to achieve whatever that goal is, in order to accomplish whatever that goal is? So it's not just what am I willing to do, but how much time am I willing to invest or commit every single day on a consistent basis? Here's another great question to ask yourself. What, and define as many things as possible, what is no longer acceptable? What is now unacceptable to me? What behavior, what result, what environment, whatever is going on in your life, what is now unacceptable today in order to drive me to what I really want, to the change and the improvement that I really say that I want? Here's how you get it. What's unacceptable now? Because when it is unacceptable now, it supersedes what you want. Here's another question. What is my motivation to have that goal? What is my motivation to achieve that goal? What is my motivation to whatever it is that you're looking to do? What is my motivation? Ask yourself that question. What is my motivation? Because see, your motivation is what's going to propel you when the obstacles occur. It's the motivation internally, not externally, but internally, that's going to move you when you no longer feel inspired to move. If you don't know what that motivation is, you're dead in the water. You're like a sailboat. You can only move when the wind blows. If you have oars, if you have 2 oars, you don't need wind. You are in control of where your boat is going and how far it goes and how fast it gets there. Next question to ask yourself. How will this improve or enhance my life? How will this goal that I'm working towards, how will it improve or enhance my life? Again, a very powerful question to ask because that answer will propel you. How will this improve or enhance my life? And then the last question, what pain or frustration will this change remove from my life? What pain or frustration will this change remove from my life? And the reason why I'm giving these questions to you is if you can actually invest the time. This is the difference between saying, I want something. I want to be in shape. I want more money. I want to buy a better car. I want to buy a better house. I want to move to a better neighborhood. That want doesn't mean squat. But if you go back to these questions for the goal of, I want, because this is an easy one. Everybody makes this resolution. I want to lose 35 pounds. I want to lose some body fat. I want to get in shape. I want to be fit, muscular. I want to be able to look good in a bathing suit, whatever you fill in the blank, but it's always fitness related. Instead of wasting your time, and yes, I said wasting your time talking about what you want, apply those questions. Apply those questions to a fitness goal. What am I willing to do in order to be in phenomenal fitness and health-wise, in shape? How much time am I willing to invest? How much time am I willing to commit to every day in order to be in good shape, to be fit and healthy? What's no longer acceptable to me? What is no longer acceptable about my current fitness, about my current physique, about my current health? I'm going to pause there for a second because this blows me away. I watch people, and this again, I'm not judging anybody, but it boggles my mind. I watch people spend a lot of money and go through a lot of unnecessary pain on pharmaceutical medications because of high blood pressure, blah, 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 blah. And they could get off of 90%, if not all of their medications, if they lost 30 or 40 pounds and made a daily commitment to exercise. And I don't mean go join a gym and become a fitness model. I mean walk around the block 2 or 3 times. Go out and breathe fresh air and walk a mile or 2 every day at whatever pace you do and start eating healthy. And they can get off of all their pharmaceutical medications, but they don't. They go, oh, you know, my knees hurt. Your knees hurt because you're 55 pounds overweight or worse. Well, you know, my doctor said, no, your doctor wants to keep you the way you are because that's called a regular repeat customer. If your doctor really cared, your doctor would hammer you and say, get off your butt, lose weight, start eating healthier, and get off all these medications. That's the difference. But I watch people unnecessarily suffer repeatedly, taking medications and suffering an unhealthy lifestyle for whatever reason, because in their mind, it's too difficult to lose 35, 45, 55 pounds. So again, if anybody's offended by this, I'm not talking about any one individual. I'm saying in general, as a society, we're focused on the wrong stuff. Here's an easier one. I've watched people say to me, oh, I'd love to eat healthy, but it's so expensive. So expensive? Our health is the most valuable thing that we have. And having your health compromised costs money. Doctor visits, medications, surgeries, lost work, and loss of just enjoyment. What is that worth to you compared to paying a little bit more to eat healthy? And again, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying this is the insanity in the world that we live in, and I don't understand it. I mean, I do understand it because I've been teaching and training and coaching people for decades on this, but it doesn't make sense to me. So back to the questions. What is no longer acceptable to me? If taken 7 different pharmaceutical medications, by the way, with really potential and possibly harmful and deadly side effects, but we still take them anyway because, oh, the FDA said they're approved. This is not a rant against the pharmaceutical industry, but it is a rant against doing something that doesn't make sense. So if it's no longer acceptable to be taking pharmaceutical drugs, I'm not saying go cold turkey. I'm saying eat cucumbers, eat tomatoes, eat avocados, change your diet. If you think I'm kidding, those of you that know me know that no one enjoys a steak or a hamburger more than me. But I eat healthy 90% of the time now because I'm going to be 50 this year. Because I had to make some changes. I couldn't be a crazy pig when I ate like I was back when I was in my 20s and early 30s. So they're choices. But I want to be healthy. I'd like to live to 120 and be healthy the day I die. That ain't going to happen by accident. And some of you might laugh, but who's to say I can't? I'm not saying that I can. I'm just saying I now have the choice to eat crap or to eat healthy, and I'm choosing to eat healthy. So unacceptable to me is to grow old and be in a unhealthy, infirm state. I would rather age gracefully and have people say, holy crap, you look great for 56 and 63 and 71. I'd rather eat healthy, exercise, and have people say, how are you doing that? That's what's unacceptable to me, to grow old and in pain. What is my motivation for it? What is my motivation for doing it? Some of you guys know I have a 10-year-old child. My son, JD, was born when I was 39. That is not exactly young. So if I do my part and eat healthy and exercise, what's to say that when he turns 20 or 30 or 40, I can't still be very healthy at 60, 70, and 80? Who's to say? My choice is not to just go, I want to be healthy, but that's my motivation for it. How will this improve and enhance my life? What is the pain and frustration this will remove? These are the questions to ask yourself for whatever goal you have, for whatever want you have out there. Just go deeper than I want into these questions, and magically, the decisions become simple. They become crystal clear and they become easy. Again, there's never any good or bad, but there is a systemic way. I'm going to say it one more time. Systemic way to attack whatever goals you have versus throwing mud up against the wall. That's one of the things I'm grateful and fortunate to my education, because some of you guys know I was a math major, and that's all it was analytical and logical. It's not healthy in relationships, but it's super healthy when it comes to these things. So develop a systemic way or a systematic way to attack whatever your goals are and then follow through. Now, I posted something today about the thing that we fear the most is generally the thing that we most need to do. So I'm not going to go deep into this. I'm going to let this be a video coming real soon. But there are two types of fear. See, all fear is not the same. And there are certain fears that are very necessary and essential. And that first fear is a very important fear that we intuitively develop when we are in potential danger. It's a self-preservation. Our bodies are hardwired, our brains, our hearts, and our entire system is hardwired for self-preservation. Now, because we're hardwired for self-preservation, when we sense danger, our bodies go into self-preservation mode, and part of that is fear. It's fight or flight. And I'm not going to sit here and go deep, but that is one type of fear, and it's very healthy and very essential. Now, the second fear, not healthy at all. That is the fear of the unknown. And it's very closely related because many of us have a very unhealthy but natural fear of the unknown, and we associate that with danger. We automatically, it's unhealthy, but it is natural, that there is a fear associated with the unknown. So what we need to do is constantly work on ourselves so that we can recognize the difference, that that fear of the unknown is all an illusion in our mind. It's an illusion in our mind based upon our experiences, based upon our programming, based upon all of the things that we talked about the last 5 weeks. Our experiences, our programming, what we have seen, what we've been taught, what we've been told, that creates the expectation and the assumption in our head that is an illusion that can prevent us from moving into something that we don't know. So it's moving into an unknown. This is where the healthy change becomes unhealthy. I'm trying to put all these pieces together for you. Why do we fear change? Because of the unknown element. Why does that bother us? Because of our programming. So when I say embrace change, I'm also saying embrace the unknown. Don't fear it. Embrace the unknown. If you prepare yourself, if you create an environment for you to thrive, to be successful, you don't have to fear the unknown. Your environment will protect you. So it's all about us preparing ourselves and creating a healthy environment all around us at all times that is designed, 100% designed to allow us to grow in the healthiest way possible towards our success, towards our goals. Because if you fail to do that, that fear of the unknown, that illusion in our mind, paralyzes us. And in the act of paralyzing us, it causes us to self-sabotage. And that's why you'll hear the statement that many people fear their own success, because the success itself comes with a whole new set of unknowns. So as silly as that sounds, there are people that self-sabotage because they fear success. They don't even fear failing. They fear succeeding because of the unknown. I hope this message makes sense. I mean it sincerely. This message was built the last 5 weeks that we covered the 4 agreements plus our bonus week. And for those of you that really are not taking things seriously, again, it's why I don't charge. It's not costing me a penny for you not to take this seriously. But for those of you that really want to have a happy, healthy, successful life, you gotta own it. You gotta participate. The biggest thing that I will tell you in preparing yourself and creating the environment is to no longer allow any external factors to affect you. And I know that sounds simplistic and it does require work, but I promise you, if I can learn to do it, so can you. I cannot prevent stuff from occurring. Some of you know, 2 years ago, I started my own company. Had all kinds of problems that led up to me starting my own company because of poor business partners and management teams and incompetence and greed and all kinds of. So at the beginning of 2016, I started my own company, which came with its own set of problems. And then my partner and I, shout out to you, Ian Bratt, navigated it with a core team of leaders, and we began to build momentum and have success. And then shortly into 2017, we kind of paused our growth and began a transition from our small company into a much bigger entity. And it was a change. It was a positive change, but it came with its own set of challenges and issues and problems. And those challenges and issues and problems began in April and continued all the way through today. And when I say problems and challenges and issues, it's just things that were beyond my control, that were beyond the control of some of my partners. But every single day, we had to make the choice. Do we keep going this way, or do we go, oh, well, this was unexpected and unplanned? And I will tell you this, if the goal is worthy, and if you apply these questions, because this is what I do every day. This is not something I do with the group. This is something I do every day for me. It allows me to keep my focus. It allows me to accept the fact that some crap is going to go sideways, and some of it's going to hit me right in the face, and some of it's going to be a brick to the back of my head, and some of it's going to chop my legs out, and I'm not going to see it coming. But the fact that I'm prepared in case I am knocked down, to get back up and keep moving in the right direction, to patch up what went wrong, that's what enables the success. So I can tell you that through non-stop challenge and issue that we're still not through, we took a tiny little domestic United States company and became, before we ended 2017, an international corporation in 4 countries. So you measure the progress, you acknowledge and navigate the problems, but you still go forward. And so I'm only sharing this with you to say success is never a simple, easy thing. It requires work. It requires us to navigate storms. It requires us to overcome obstacles. But it's worth it if your goal is lofty enough. And if it's lofty enough, what are you willing to invest and commit to every day? Not when it's convenient, not when it's fun, not when all the pieces are in place and it's easy and it's comfortable and it doesn't. No, every single day. That's what I have to do. And I know people don't like hearing the word sacrifice, but I'm okay using it. I have to make choices, and sometimes based on the priorities, certain things are sacrificed. But you don't mind a little sacrifice if you're committed to the positive outcome. And I'll give you an easy one as we close. If you want to be in good physical shape, good physical fitness, but you like eating pizza or you like eating donuts, here's the news flash. Sacrifice and don't eat pizza or donuts for 90 days. Whatever's on your crap, I eat crap list, circle it and put it on a 90-day shelf. Don't eat any of that stuff for 90 days. Instead, for 90 days, eat healthy and exercise. And I don't care if you're just losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. Over the course of 12 weeks, you could lose 20 to 30 pounds or more. And the reason why I say that is at the end of that, now if you choose, after your 90-day of commitment, that 90 days commitment, you can cheat 1 day a week. 1 day a week you can say, I'm going to go to whatever your favorite pizza place is and get extra cheese with pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, onions, peppers, and go to town. Or go to your favorite burger place, or go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a dozen donuts. Because once you have a healthy, consistent, daily plan of action, one cheat day a week won't harm you in the same exact way that going to the gym and eating healthy 1 day a week won't help you. See, that's the difference. People go, well, I'm eating healthy. How long? That's 4 days. It's not enough. I've been going to the gym for a week. It's not enough. Make that transition, and then once the motion is going forward, it's unstoppable. And then you can take a cheat day. When I was a trainer, I used to tell people, 1 day a week, keep coming to the gym every day. But that day that you want to cheat, go crazy. Eat whatever you want. I don't care. And that's why people loved working out with me, because I wasn't a monster about it. I made them commit to certain things. And I'm using health and weight loss because it's universal. The same thing is applied to the people saying, I need to make more money. Nothing changes. Financial fitness and physical fitness are identical. So with that, I hope this message made sense. I went longer than I had planned, but you know what? I'm not going to apologize because I want you to be successful. You are the only one in control of whether or not you're going to be successful. But I truly hope and pray that you are. This is John Costino saying Happy New Year. I look forward to seeing you. Oh, I will say this. There is a really good chance that next Wednesday, as I talk about the 2 types of fear, I have an extremely special guest, a young lady that absolutely is the epitome. She is the textbook example of someone who faced the unhealthy illusion of fear right in the face, and because of that, overcame what most people would have been paralyzed by, has gone on to have a very, very happy and healthy life, and I just call her a beautiful soul. So there's a really good chance, if our schedules work out, that you will be hearing not just from me next Wednesday night, but a very, very special guest. So until then, this is John Costino saying Happy New Year, be blessed, and I'll see you next Wednesday.